When you're a young buck who's 18 years old, you're full of test, you want to get attention from women, you want drunk girls at the club to feel your biceps, squeeze your chest, and just rub all over your abs, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that being a motivator to get you started, because it fucking works, I'll tell you that. But it's definitely not enough to keep you going, because you'll very quickly realize that it's an empty victory and it doesn't actually give you any kind of long-term fulfillment. There's nothing wrong with using that little bit of vanity to actually give you the fire to get started, but it's never ever gonna help you get very far and actually take your results to the next level. Personally, I didn't get properly ripped for vanity. I did it to instill delusional self-belief because I was incredibly dissatisfied with my situation and I wanted to run as far away as possible from my old identity of being a worthless failure who gives up whenever things get difficult, of a man who sacrifices his future to chase pleasure now. So if you're also trapped in a situation that you don't want to be in, if you're in a job you hate, a toxic relationship, an environment that you feel is holding you back, it's impossible to outgrow that unless you feel like you don't belong. You need some delusional self-belief to get you out of that situation, and what better way than to feel like a complete anomaly every time you look in the mirror. If you've ever been boxing, you'll know that if you have a good coach, he'll tell you, don't punch the pads, punch through the pads, punch through the target, pretend that there's someone on the other side of the bag that you're trying to reach, because if you aim for the pads, then you will make very little contact with very little force. That's the same for any goal in life. We never actually achieve what we set out to. We always fall short. Alexander the Great, Napoleon, these men wanted to conquer the world. They didn't manage. They conquered a lot, but they didn't manage to achieve their lifelong goals. So it's always good to aim much higher than you think is possible, because you're probably always going to fall short no matter what. So if you set yourself the goal of, I just want to get lean for summer so that I can go on holiday and go to the beach with my shirt off and not feel like a disgusting mess, then you're probably going to fail. I mean, you're almost definitely going to fail, because how many men set this objective year after year after year, and they go to the gym consistently and they keep looking the same, and honestly stagnating even further, just looking slightly worse and worse and worse year after year, even though they're being consistent at the gym. Because consistency is literally level 0. Without it, you have less than nothing, but consistency on its own is not enough, clearly. But those men who set themselves as a goal, I just want to get lean for a holiday, even if they do manage to get there, they very quickly just snap back to exactly who they used to be before, because it's such a tiny, minuscule goal. There is no deeper meaning behind it. There is no why that makes you cry. You shouldn't get ripped for summer. You should get ripped to take control of your life and your mindset and your habits. The physique is the ultimate vehicle, but it's not the destination. Your body carries you through life as you go about conquering larger and larger goals. Your body is not the goal, it's the standard. When you're thinking about setting yourself a physique goal, look deeper than just the body. Think about who it's going to make you become. When you imagine your future and the man you want to become, the man who can provide security and peace for his future family? Do you want to be the kind of guy who comes home after a hard, long day, who is stressed the fuck out because there are nothing but problems in his business, and he's going through all of this shit? Do you want to be the kind of guy who lets that affect his mood so that he shouts at his family, so that he traumatizes his kids, so that he makes his wife lose all respect for him? Do you want to be that guy? Or do you want to be that guy who is in complete emotional control? Who might have everything crumbling around him, but he's a stable rock. He's still, he's composed. He still kisses his wife. He smiles. He's peaceful with his kids, even though everything is just falling apart. Who do you think is more likely to pull himself out of that situation and actually solve all the problems? The guy who is a chaotic emotional wreck, or the guy who smiles through the suffering? This is one of the driving factors that keeps me, I guess you could say, motivated to stay ripped. Not just for vanity, not just for the physique itself, not just for the delusional self-belief that it installs in me to look at myself in the mirror and just look sharp and chiseled. No, it's because I know that this is a tool for self-mastery to use as an emotional regulator, because controlling my inputs, like the food that I'm putting in my body, the inputs of training, even though I always am motivated to train, but the cardio I hardly ever feel like doing, all of that stuff, the habits, the early wake-ups, the levels of consistency that you have to develop, I know that the skills are going to transfer, give me better emotional control, help me retain my temper, or not even retain my temper, just completely alleviate it. Everything is a tool for self-mastery if you let it become so. I still have so much more work to do on myself. That's why I'm not even looking for a girlfriend. I'm not. If a girlfriend stumbled upon me right now, if a girl wanted to fucking get into a relationship with me right now, I'd say no, because I'm not even a fraction of who I need to become. But that's fine. That's why this process is so important, because it's going to keep chiseling me every single day. It's incredible. I love it. You get to a point where you become not just tolerant of the pain, but you start to seek it, because you know on the other side of the pain, your state gets elevated. By dropping lower temporarily, you raise higher. But every single time you raise yourself higher, you go for that instant gratification, that cheap dopamine, you plunge yourself even lower after that point. Getting lean and staying there is so important, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you, because you show up with better energy, more present. You don't have all these crippling self-doubts trying to pull your shirt over your belly, trying to avoid taking your shirt off. No, you start to look for excuses to take your shirt off just to be able to be more charismatic, to be able to be more positive to everyone around you. When you think about the kind of man who provides security and stability for his future family, do you think this man loses his temper if he's hungry? No, so start practicing that skill now. Every single opportunity, every single test you have right now that is an inconvenience, that shit isn't going your way, that's an opportunity to learn this emotional stability of smiling through pain, of actually enjoying this sensation. If you can't even handle a little rumbling in your tummy right now, how the hell are you gonna handle your relationship, your future family, and your business, every other massive responsibility, if you can't even control your basic impulses now? Building your physique is the foundation of everything. It's not the destination, it's the vehicle. Learn proper impulse control, learn self-mastery, learn how to delay gratification and sacrifice in the moment for yourself in the future, and then apply that to everything else. Drop your fucking disgusting vices. Like, how are you still masturbating, watching porn, smoking weed, playing video games at a grown-ass age? And if you're not doing that, you're almost definitely still doom scrolling. You're almost definitely still watching cheap entertainment that you pretend is education because it's teaching me how to make 10K a month as quickly as possible. Here are the top 5 tips to build a business as quickly and easily as possible. Bro, respect yourself. Come on. Get ripped, stay there, and use that as a stepping stone, not the end destination. Let's go. Hope you have an amazing day. Hope you gain some kind of insight from this. If that all makes sense, and you know that this is the most important thing in your life right now, is to learn this self-mastery through physical development and sculpting your daily process, then click on the link down below. It's going to be a quick little form for you to fill out, 10 seconds. Maybe we'll be a good fit to work together, but only fill it out if you're serious. I only work with committed guys who actually want to make a change, who have big goals, and who want to get there without all the frustration of banging their head against the wall, trying to figure it out themselves, wasting years, because time is the one asset you'll never get back.